Barry Funkhauser here. That's right, Barry Funkhauser. And oh, it's so exciting. Once again, I have been able to look square in the face at the next generation of Americana music. And I'd like to bring on the radio here. Christian Lopez is on. Hello, Christian.
Hello, Barry. It's good to be with you.
Now, I say that because you and I have like a little over 10 years between us. So it's really nice to see somebody coming up musically that's just amazing, that has like roots that go way beyond your birth.
That's really nice of you to say, man. The West Virginian roots.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you about that because you're in New Mexico, you're in West Virginia, you're kind of all over the map here. And how did you get started? First off, let's figure out, like, you're going on 10 years at this point doing music professionally, right? Or is that longer?
Yeah, I think 10 is spot on at this point. Ever since I was 17, I mean, I'm 27 now, and it was pretty much as soon as I was able to leave school. But, I had a supportive family and things. I was one of the lucky ones, as far as, being able to just have permission to go and do those things. But it's been 10 years. I think my first album came out in 2014, however. So
Yeah,
getting ready for the 10-year anniversary of that.
a hard 9 you've done so far. So did you have you said you have a supportive family. Were they musicians themselves, or what did they do for a living?
Well, they're both in real estate, like in the house business. It's a very different world that they come from, but they have great taste. My dad gave me his record collection mixed with my mom's wantingness to put us all into piano lessons at a young age. So I think the fusion of the two sort of spat me out into this world. And my brother and sister, they ended up doing other things, but yeah, just the small town in West Virginia. They just kind of raised us sort of the old-fashioned white picket fence kind of way. It was a great upbringing looking back, and I'm just I'm glad I feel like I have something like that to fall back on, especially when writing songs, just because it's as far as Americana goes, it definitely was the real thing.
Now, you were 17 years old when you started, man. So, like, did you go out on the road and look around and go, man, these buildings are tall? Like, what was your perspective at the time?
Well, I mean, I was an extremely ambitious kid, so I just was like, I wanted to see. I didn't even care I was playing. I just wanted to see a stacked schedule. I wanted to see, that we were traveling. I wanted to feel that feeling. I just wanted to be playing as much as possible. I didn't look in my wallet. I didn't look online. I didn't look at anything other than just where the stage lights were and where I could plug in my amp. Like, it was just about making noise and having a great time. And so we just played our asses off, honestly, up until we had records out and could start doing more. But Northern Virginia, Washington D.C., that's where we were. And I think I was staring in the sun, if you will. I was ready for action.
Yeah, never a dull moment, I hear. And so, was it easy to write songs on the road, like during the process? Is it hard for you to write a song, or do you hire people for that? What's your deal there?
No, I definitely take songwriting probably the most seriously. This record here, Magdalena, that we're releasing, has no co-writes. It's just me sitting in the living room and in New Mexico where we moved for
Yeah,
this
tell me
album.
about that, dude. This is amazing. So you spent like a year in a city called Magdalena, New Mexico. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. It's a town with about 700 people in Southwest New Mexico, and the whole idea was sort of like the band with Big Pink. I wanted to find a place where I could seek out songs and inspiration. I could write there, record there, bring my people there, and make it happen all there, and then move on. And that's exactly what we did. And this album is the most authentic product I could make out of it. And like I said, yeah, just me and the guitar, and I brought him one drummer. I played everything else, and my producer obviously came out, and that's what we got. But songs are sacred to me. I don't abuse the gift, as Herbie Hancock would say. I just wait for them to come, and sometimes it takes a year to finish one, but it's almost like I'm brewing beer or wine or something, because there's always things in the stills, always cooking, slowly being built, slowly being made, and I always find myself with a surplus that just sort of comes and feels real, and that's how I like to keep it, as authentic as possible. And I think as I get older and I keep making music, that's the only way I can keep myself passionate and inspired, is by keeping it that way.
Christian, I love your perspective, man. You're a real songwriter then. I'm seeing there. I mean, you're on your fourth album now, is that right? Where it's
Yeah.
do you find yourself like, Beck, I don't want to compare you to anybody else, but like a guy like Beck, every
Love
album
Beck.
is different. Yeah, every album is different, and he curates a certain sound, and you get that the whole album. Are you that type of singer-songwriter?
Yeah, no, I guess if that's sort of the that flavor that you just mentioned about Beck, I mean, I definitely feel like I can relate. The sounds are always evolving. I think of bands like the Avett Brothers when I think about my production, kind of, just because it does always seem to change and grow, but the common thread is the attitude behind the lyrics throughout. And I think that's what makes me feel comfortable with a lot of these departures, because on Magdalena there is a lot more electric guitar. There's a lot of rock and roll, and I think it's gonna maybe shake the Americana crowd a little bit. But you know me, I don't give a damn. Like we're saying, it's just real, and it's me, and this is what we're gonna do.
Very authentic. Christian Lopez music. I love it. Okay, so I think I know the answer to this one, but y'all always surprise me with it. So do you consider yourself a performer or a producer? Do you like it better being on stage with the band in front of the people, or are you more of a behind the scenes scientist when it comes to music?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm terrible with gear. I know nothing about gear. I love producing, but I need an engineer there. I love delegating. I just like being like the Rick Rubin in the room. I like guiding the taste, guiding the essence. And so as I get older, I love that a lot. And I'd say it's probably 49% compared to 51% me being on stage, because I love performing. And we're on the road right now, and I'm just being reminded how much I love it. And especially with these good shows, everyone's so excited to be back out. So I'm really feeling it. I think stage is where I belong, but I definitely feel like production is gonna grow on me, and I think I definitely will expand at some point into producing other artists down the line. But I think working with guys like Dave Cobb so much in my youth has rubbed off on me, and just chasing raw sounds. And it's not about fixing things; it's about trying to leave in as much as possible. So yeah, I want to keep that kind of music flowing in the world, and I at this point I feel like it's my duty. So I'd say it's a good half and half.
Yeah, I'm agree. It's like you're on the right track. You have an obligation now at this point to make it work for everybody. Well,
Oh yeah, just spread some of that raw stuff around if we can.
it's a good sound going down, and you're in Texas, I think, I think you're playing, the next shows are in early May in Texas. Now, when you perform, you're kind of been all up and down all across the country. What is your favorite place to perform? Is there a specific part of the world that you like to play at?
Hmm. I mean, Fort Worth, Texas has always been sort of the second home for me. Back when I started, that was one of the first places that started playing my record on Americana radio out there. One of those places where I first felt the impact of what the station could do for you. So Fort Worth has always been a special home, and I love the people there. I love the city. I think it's the nostalgic parts of the cities and towns that stick with me almost more than the shows, just because we love having great shows in cities. But I travel with my wife, and we try to make a vacation out of as much of this touring as we can. And I'd say Fort Worth, Where else? Where else could we say?
There's so many places, you know.
We love Washington D.C. We love Chicago, and I mean Los Angeles is
See,
probably my
that's so
favorite.
interesting. I don't know much about East Coast Americana, like the vibe going down. Is there a difference between East Coast and West Coast like there is with other kinds of music?
I haven't truly sort of planted my feet into the LA scene because
Oh,
it's
man.
more that my wife was born and raised there. So I just sort of live on the road between West Virginia, Nashville, and Torrance, in New Mexico. So I haven't seen too much of the LA Americana scene. However, there is a band called Dust Bowl Revival from Venice, um, who I just started playing with on the East Coast, but we actually just booked a show at the Peppermint in West Hollywood on August 10th together, and they're a great. They're a great Americana act. So I'm looking forward to making some more Americana friends out here. But I mean, that old school Americana sound. I mean, the Eagles, Linda Ronstadt. I mean, that kind of was Americana before it was called it in a way. So I mean, what a defining sound and contribution SoCal has already made on the
Yeah, I
community.
know. It's like, what does it even mean, Americana? It's just good music.
I
It
know.
sounds like here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like what sounds like old school America these days. It could be like it's old school funk, old school soul, old school country, old school rock. They just lump it all in to just old Americana sounds, old American sounds, and I'm okay with that. I like that.
Me too, man. Me too. Okay, so here's a question. Okay, now you have an album coming out, and the song Girl in a Gun is coming out today, actually, which is awesome. You can see it on YouTube, I'm imagining, and you can get it wherever you get things. What's your website? ChristianLopezMusic.com?
Exactly.
You can get it there and everything. And you're
Yeah,
on
you can
tour
get it
right
there.
now?
Yeah, we're on the road right now, and I think we'll be coming back to the Mid Atlantic in June, up to New York City, hitting some of the the key stops and trying to get as much coverage as we can.
I'm gonna have to have you back here before you come in August to see how it's been.
I would love to. Would absolutely love to, man. I need to see this station putting out all this good music for LA.
It's gonna
I
be
need to
hot,
push it.
brother. It's gonna be over 100, so dress light. That's all I'm saying. There.
And that's okay. I'm in Florida right now, so
Oh, okay.
I'm prepped.
All right. Christian Lopez, you are an amazing Americana singer, songwriter, artist, and I'm going to be playing this song, Girl in a Gun. I think I'm playing it first. I'm just going to cop it now that I'm playing it first here on the SoCal Sound. And can you tell me about the song here?
This song sort of encompasses the entire journey over the last 2 years. Like we said, moving to New Mexico, chasing inspiration, trying to shake things up for the sake of pulling new things in, creatively. And it's about being in the desert. It's about trying to figure out who you are. That whole sort of journey that we're on, and just about sort of understanding that there's forces out there that we can't control. All we can sort of do is roll with the punches. And if you have love in your life, it makes it a little bit easier. But that's sort of the whole gist. And it felt like the right song to lead this entire thing. So yeah, first heard now on your station. So let's do it.
Hey, man, you know what? This is amazing. And it's just incredible that you're coming up with this stuff at this time in your life. You're so wise for your young age of 27 years old. It's crazy, man. I can't believe it.
Well, thanks, man. That's really nice of you. I'm just trying to make guys like you want to play my records.
Boom, bang, it's working. Okay, one more question before we go. And I ask this question to everybody I have on the program. And I always get surprised with the answer. Okay, so here we go. Would you rather get into a battle to the death with one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? A battle to the death, Christian Lopez.
Ooh, duck-sized horses. Let's think. So like tiny horses opposed to one massive duck.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Is it bare hands? Is it like a bare hands battle?
I mean, I would imagine you're surprised by the whole situation.
I think I might go with the tiny horses just because they don't have peckers. And that massive pecker would be too much. but I think I could stomp my way out of there, if they're duck size. So I'm gonna go with the duck size horses.
Be smart too, man. I think you're onto something there. Giant peckers.
Giant peckers. Couldn't deal with it. I'd have to run.
Warning. I need a sign. Warning, giant peckers ahead.
Oh man. Yeah, it's funny. My wife was talking about ducks yesterday, so I thought of that pecker joke. And then boom, you asked me about ducks. It's like perfect. I can use it now.
See? Well, you better be on the lookout now because you might run into something you don't not expecting.
Oh man. Well, that was creative.
Especially there in Florida. Ooh boy.
Definitely. I know.
All right.
Swans.
Yeah, giant swans. Look out. I assume they're pretty nice though. I don't know. I don't want to test it.
Majestic. You'd let those ones be when they look that pretty.
All right, Christian Lopez, thanks for being on the Barry Funkhauser show today. We're going to play your song now. It's the new one, Rolling a Gun from Christian Lopez, now on the SoCal Sound. Thanks for being on.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me.
I think I'm in love. I think I knew from the start. Like the flight of a dove, you cut straight through my heart. Now we're breaking the rules, we're skipping the lines. Here, go ahead, drink the rest of my wine. There's just something about it they don't understand, they never will. Lucky for me, I still got a dream. I know who I wanna be, and people ain't what they seem. But I'm moving ahead, I'm doing just fine. The voice in my heart's right all of the time. There's just something about it I don't understand, I never will. Stuck in LA again, and it doesn't feel right. Take me back to the southwest wind, where we can rock all night. It's the reason I live, the reason I do, the best version of me. I wanna give it to you, yeah, I just can't fight it. You must understand, or you never will. I'm lost in the sun, but I'm not on my own. I got a girl and a gun, and a place to call home. But I know what you think ain't that bad. It's just like the one that Elmer Fudd had. It's here for the snakes and it sits on the stand. It always will. Falling apart till a voice from the sky comes straight through my heart, saying I'm good, saying I'm clean,